Sylvia. I come from the High Desert. I represent the Rockabilly Mafiadolls. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate all your support. Thank you so much. Beautiful parts, by the way.
So as you guys noticed, she said that she represents the High Desert. So not only do we represent the Rockabilly Mafiadolls Fresno, but we have approximately 13 chapters. We have guests here from Santa Cruz, High Desert, and different areas as well too. So thank you guys all for joining us and supporting the cause.
My name is Stephanie. I won second place last year at our first annual Miss Midnight Pinup Contest. This year I am hosting. So a little bit about myself. I am actually a high school biology teacher at Roosevelt High School. It'll be my first year actually teaching at Roosevelt. Last year I taught at Edison High School. So it should be a fun year, fun and interesting year. I'm also part of the Rockabilly Mafiadolls. I have been with them for a full year now, and I have been doing several volunteer opportunities and projects, including the Ronald McDonald House, several car shows and contests, and just going out and helping out with several events that are going on through the community. I love volunteering, and that's something I do. I actually just came back from a weekend planning a leadership convention in Miami, so that was really awesome. Got to work with 650 women doing several workshops. So that's the kind of thing that I do, and now let's get to know our wonderful contestants here. Let's give a wonderful applause to these beautiful ladies here for just coming up and standing up to the plate right now. Okay, let's welcome up contestant number 1, Monica Jacobs, doll name Monique Rogue. Monique is a prospect for the Santa Cruz chapter and has volunteered for many years at different places, and is now at after school help with the Red Cross Blood Center, Head Start Santa Cruz County Vice Chair, and that's just to name a few. Thank you. Another round of applause for Monique Rogue. And welcoming up contestant number 2, Sandy Dakin, doll name Sanderella. The way she helps her community is she speaks to people on drug rehab through churches, counseling, and substance abuse, self-worth, and much more. Round of applause to Sanderella. Yeah. Next up, contestant number 3, Stephanie Farman. She has been in the educational field for the past 6 years, and during that time, she's mostly worked with autistic students in their classroom. Now that she's a school psychologist, she hopes to help students with their social and emotional needs. Round of applause to a doll named Betty Hepburn. Next up, contestant number 4, Sammy Roos. She continuously feeds the homeless, works with disabled students, raises awareness for Alzheimer's, volunteers to raise awareness against human sex trafficking. Let's give a huge round of applause to Ivory Faith. Next up, contestant number 5 is Jillian Cox, doll name Kitty. She takes in stray kittens from the neighborhood and has them spayed and neutered. And contestant number 6, Michelle Easley, also known as LaFonda Rose. She donates blood regularly and wants to find additional ways to help. She also donates to various charities. And contestant number 7, Elisa Pipkin, also known as Ivory Switchblade. She helps her local 4-H club organize community service activities such as bell ringing during Christmas, raising money for the Susan B. Anthony Foundation. And round of applause to Ivory Switchblade. And next up, contestant number 8, Elena Good. She does volunteer work and work with a local company and dress up like a hero or villain to make kids and adults smile. way she can. Next up, contestant number 10, Arian Paul, also known as Miss Della May. She volunteers with the Central Valley Justice Coalition and Breaking the Chains, preventing sexual exploitation of adolescent girls and helping survivors. And contestant number 11, Celestial Bracamonte. She helps encourage people to love the body that they're in and also volunteers at an animal shelter. And contestant number 12, Jackie Cardona, also known as Jackie O. She is a member of the Rockabilly Mafiadolls and is a doll who volunteers for various local nonprofit organizations. Next up, contestant number 13, Michaela Padilla, also known as Michaela Brienne. She volunteers at Youth Summer Camp, raised funds for a family whose son lost the battle to childhood cancer, and donates to local organizations, including blessing bags for the homeless. Next up, contestant number 14, Mireya Torar. The way she helps out with her community is through health and wellness. Round of applause to a doll named Lady M. And last but not least, contestant number 15, Desiree Vaughn, also known as the Fierce Girl. Desiree is always empowering others with her ability to press through the challenges of having cerebral palsy and limited vocal ability. A fierce applause for Desiree. And a big round of applause to all the ladies here. These are all of your contestants for tonight. The top 10 contestants for round number 2. So first up, we have number 1, Monique Rogue. Number 3, Betty Hepburn. And these are in no particular order, just to mention. Number 4, Ivory Faye. Number 7, Ivory Switchblade. Number 8, Elena Good. Number 9, Selena Robinson. Number 10, Miss Della May. Number 12, Jackie O. Number 13, Michaela Brienne. And number 15, our fierce girl. And thank you to all of our contestants for entering. We appreciate all of our contestants because in the end, everyone is all winners. All of the entrance fees will actually go to Keys for Needs. So a big round of applause to these ladies because everyone is participating in some sort of community service today. So now we're going to start our round number 2. And what we're going to be doing is each of these ladies will be walking up and they'll be giving us a little bit of an intro into why they chose their outfits today. So let's go ahead and raise a big round of applause for these wonderful ladies and their amazing looking outfits tonight. We'll go ahead and start with number 1, Monique Rogue.
How's everybody doing this evening out in this hot, hot Fresno? I hope you guys are all doing great. So my name is Monique Rouge. It's all right. Monique Rouge, it's all good. So my outfit, or the whole theme tonight for our pinup contest is supposed to be empowering women. And my dress is representing my mother, in honor of my mother. My mother passed away in 2005. She was born a twin. She never knew her father. Her mother died at birth. Giving birth to them, rather. I apologize for that. But despite all her struggles, she came out a strong woman, and she gave birth to my sister and I, who's 10 years older, and we're both very strong, independent women. Despite all the obstacles, she had a couple of businesses, retail. She, in her end years, was doing healthcare and home support. She taught me to never give up on my dreams. And so my dress represents her because, if you can see here, and I have a lot of items in my hands, I apologize. My dress has lemons on it. I remember growing up as a little girl, she, one of her hobbies was taking care of gardening and taking care of the lemon trees in our backyard, so that's one thing that reminds me of her. If you look at my purse here, there's a picture of her when she was a young lady. She was a beautiful young lady. I'll hold up my purse so everyone can take a gander. And her name was Sharon, and so I have roses in my hair and on my dress here because the rose is Sharon. And even though she was not famous to the public, the general public, she touched many people's lives, and people always remember her and say, you know, Sharon always invited us in for a cup of coffee and good advice. And even though she's no longer here today, her memory lives on, and her advice and her spirit touches many lives. And I share her advice, which will then again go on to the next person, and then on and on and on. Thank you for joining us today, and have a good rest of the evening and enjoy the show.
Thank you. And next up we have contestant number 3, Betty Hepburn, to tell us about her wonderful outfit tonight.
Hi, so in my bio I actually mentioned that I had just graduated with my master's degree, and the dress I'm wearing today is actually my graduation robe. I refashioned it and sewed it, so the skirt part is actually the back of the robe. The blue and the white are my school colors. So this dress for me represents 3 years of extremely hard, stressful work that when I started I didn't think that I was going to be able to do it. There was a lot of things going on with life and work, always taking your focus. And so this to me just represents that I did it. And for people in my past who were kind of toxic people who thought that I could never finish anything, this dress is for you.
Thank you, Betty Hepburn. And next up we have contestant number 4, Ivory Faith.
Good evening, everyone. So my outfit, I learned how to sew, and this was the first skirt that I made when I started learning. And for as long as I can remember, I have never found a style that was quite me. And I went through high school going through style after style, and it wasn't who I was. And then a couple years ago, a friend of mine dragged me to a luau where all the girls were dressed pin-up, and I was still very intimidated by the style. I was like, there's no way I am pulling that style off. Like, that hair is impressive. And my mother pushed me. Hi, Dad. You want to come stand with me? Okay. My mother pushed me and bought me a dress and told me to start practicing my hair and makeup, and I did that. And it didn't turn out good the first several times. I will totally admit that. But it taught me that I finally felt like I found my style, and that I stood out for being me, and that I can accomplish anything I set my mind to, and I don't have to be in the shadows of anybody else in my life. So, thank you.
Mama.
you, Ivory Faye. And let's welcome up contestant number 7, Ivory Switchblade.
Hi everybody, my name is Ivory Switchblade. Today my outfit is very much inspired by Rosie the Riveter. She has always been a huge inspiration to me. When I was in high school, I was known as the Rosie the Riveter girl because I always wore my hair like this. I had a Rosie the Riveter shirt and a blue button-up that I always had with the sleeves rolled. She's always been so empowering to women since the 1950s. It's just been a huge inspiration for me to kind of go out and be who I am was through Rosie the Riveter. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivory Switchblade. And next up, contestant number 8, Elena Good.
Hi everyone! So I am wearing a dress that was actually worn by my mother back in like 1958 was when she graduated high school. So for obvious reasons, this outfit means a lot. Long story short, this dress is my mom's. She is now 77 years old and has dedicated the last 60 years of her life to a martial art called judo. Right here in Fresno, she's now the head instructor, so obviously I'm being raised by a very empowering, strong, awesome lady who never thought in a million years her daughter would be interested in her fashion from way back in the days. So if I could be half the woman that my mother is, that's the end game. So thank you guys. Hope you guys have a great night.
Thank you, Elena. And next up, contestant number 9, Susie Ann.
Hi everybody, my name is Susie Ann, and the reason I wore this dress is because of all the butterflies. I used to be very close to my great-grandmother who passed away in 2003, the year my brother was born, and it's very rare that butterflies are a sight to me, but when I do see a butterfly, I'm kind of going through a rough patch, and I see it as my grandma is telling me that everything's okay. And today, because it is my first contest, I felt that it was necessary to wear it so that she's with me here today.
Thank you. And next up, contestant number 10, Miss Della May.
I'm really loud, sorry guys. This outfit is actually, so if you would have met me 2 years ago, you would not have believed that I would be standing in front of you in a dress and red lipstick. Well, wait, I'm wearing pink. I am a survivor of human trafficking, and in that experience, unfortunate experience of my life, I was forced to wear dresses, high heels, makeup, and it really, when I was rescued, I'm a t-shirt and sweatpants, and let me hide every inch of me, let me hide my face. I don't want anybody to recognize me, I don't want anybody to see me. And this outfit was one of the very first outfits that was given to me to start practicing pinup rockabilly, and it's really developed into a lifestyle. I went from being afraid of wearing makeup and high heels and being seen as somebody who's less than and less than worthy and deserves to be out in the streets to being, in a word, extra. I love huge headpieces, I love dresses, I feel confident, I feel empowered, and this is me. I'm Miss Della May, so thank you.
So next up, let's hear from contestant number 12, Jackie O.
Hello everybody. So my dress today represents my daughter. She is in college right now, and I'm very proud of her. And she didn't come to me like normal children come, and I didn't birth her. We got her when she was 16 years old, and she has been a really big part of our family, and the dolls as well. Everybody knows her. Shout out to Mari. She just brought so much life into our home and into the dolls, and she started this awesome nonprofit called Mighty Suitcases, and through that the dolls help get suitcases to children in foster care. And so when we sent her off to college, this is what I wore. you know, the last day she spent with us in our home. And we had a little tiki party for her. So all of this brings back a lot of wonderful memories. And I just want to tell you, Mari, we love you and we miss you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jackie O. And our next contestant, contestant number 13, Michaela Brienne.
Hi, I'm Michaela Brienne. That is loud. I wore this dress because I found a picture of it 5 years ago when my grandmother passed away. In some old pictures of her, this is my grandmother's dress that she wore in 1957, in a picture that I now am looking everywhere for. My grandmother was a major, sorry, it just dawned on me this month that it's been 5 years. She was a major inspiration to me. She raised 5 children. When my grandfather went to war, she raised them by herself. Shortly before I turned 18, I had a falling out with my family, and she remained by my side and had been a major supporter of me, and I lost her 5 years ago to cancer. She was my best friend. Sorry. But so she was always a supporter in anything I wanted to try, and I have never done a contest like this before. So I figured, why not? And in honor of her, I wore her dress because no one has ever meant more women empowerment than she did to me. And it's my 30th birthday, so I figured, why not? Thank you.
Thank you. And for our last contestant, number 15, Desiree Vaughn, I'll be reading her biography. So Des is a 16-year-old student at Clovis East High School. She's the co-founder of the Fierce Girl model movement, and she's the brand ambassador for 2 children's books and has launched her own modeling agency for others like herself. And here's Desiree now. She was recently acknowledged for being the very first special education student that has maintained a 4.0 GPA for 2 years in a row. She holds the current 2018 Fierce Teen title holder with the nonprofit Keys for Needs organization. And a big round of applause for our Fierce Girl. And at this moment, we would like to thank all of our wonderful contestants, and we will be taking a quick 10-minute break as our judges go ahead and deliberate. Thank you, everyone. Our top 3 contestants for tonight's 2nd annual Miss Midnight Pinup Contest. And first, we have our honorary winner, Miss Fierce Girl over here, Desiree Vaughn. Midnight Pinup Contest is contestant number 13, Michaela Brienne. And big round of applause for Michaela Brienne for winning 3rd place. And now 2nd place, we have contestant number 7, Ivory Switchblade. And big round of applause to Ivory Switchblade for winning 2nd place. Okay, let's have a drum roll. And 1st place for our 2nd annual Miss Midnight Pinup Contest at Hot Rod Rumble is contestant number 10, Miss Della May. contest. And big round of applause to all of our contestants today. We are all beautiful ladies here. Thank you everyone for participating. And a big round of applause to our top 3 and our honorary winners today. And as a quick reminder, we still have the 50-50 raffle going on. So if interested, please go on over to the green tent over there. Make sure to check it out, see if anything you like.
Smile, Desi. Smile, look, Desi, right there. Congrats, ladies.
And thank you everyone for coming out. We really appreciate the support. Big round of applause again for everyone here. Round of applause to all of you folks for being here and supporting the great causes for tonight. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you all again next year.